And we are live. Let's talk about World Cup qualifiers. And we know some more teams that have qualified for the World Cup. There's still, what, 3 more places? We know 29 teams. So there's the 2 interconfederation playoffs, and then there's the other European playoffs. So, all right. So let me. All right. So, yeah, 29 teams, 3 spots left. So we're going to talk all the teams that have qualified. We're going to talk the latest qualifying results. And we do have matches tonight as well in Concacaf. Even though most of these games are pretty much, just because they have to be played. I think we know the teams that are qualifying directly, and we know the team that is going to go into the playoffs because of the goal difference and everything that the USA and, Mexico to a lesser extent got over Costa Rica. And I don't think they will be caught tonight. So, big up to everybody in here, man. And I'd like to take the time to apologize. Let me apologize for not going live on Monday, nor going live on Tuesday, simply because I was a bit under the weather and I was a bit tired. So, I slept in the couch, maybe just let me get a 1 hour nap and end up being more. And when I got up, I was like, nah, man, I'm too drained, man. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't have any more Red Bulls in the fridge. So I was like, let me take it easy. But I knew I always had to come back and, tie up loose ends and talk about these qualifiers. Of course, I couldn't watch every single game, but best believe that yesterday, when the European games were playing, those 2 matches, and the 3 African games were playing, I had 5 screens in front of me. I kid you not. 2 phones. I had 2 computers and a tablet. I had 5 screens, all games, watching at the same time. And I can't analyze every single game down to the T, but, I knew what happened. I seen the goals and things like that. And the earlier games, I did watch the Syria-Iraq match as well, so I've seen a lot. I didn't watch the South American games because I had some things to do, and I didn't bother. I had to drop my wife to the urgent care as well, so, I was like, yeah. I knew Peru was actually going to qualify anyway for the playoffs, so yeah. But I like to take the time to big up to everybody in here right about now. We got the boy Michael Talks Football in here, man. How are you doing, Michael Talks Football? Dropping a $2, €2. Who says, big up, Dom. Yesterday was crazy. USA tonight. Mike, what are you up to, man? Are you heading to work or are you off? How are you feeling, man? How are you feeling about... I know you dropped the live stream already. I saw you were live and everything. Didn't get a chance to stop by. But, I've been busy, man. I've been busy in 2022 so far. 2022, it definitely has not gone the way I actually thought it would, but I'm still alive and well. So guys, yes, prime time. Yes, I'm guilty of that. I doubted Poland and I do not look stupid, so I don't know what you're getting at. Prime time, you've been around since God knows when, 2017, 2018. I don't feel stupid. I feel like I've been proven wrong, and that's what Poland did. You got to give it up to them. You definitely got to give it up to them. So definitely congratulations to Poland. Mike, we got to do something, bro. We definitely got to do something. You're off a week in quarantine. Yeah, we got to do something. You definitely got to do something, bro. We got to plan something and to talk World Cup qualifiers. Definitely. We had to do it for a while, and we're going to get it done. But look, let's get into the show. Let's go. So I'm on Twitter right about now, and we're just gonna look at Twitter, the FIFA Twitter, World Cup Twitter, congratulating the teams and all of that good stuff. So let's click this one. This is the first one. So Oceania qualifiers winner. New Zealand defeated the Solomon Islands 5-0 in the final of the OFC playoff final. So congratulations to the All Blacks. They would now face, most likely, Costa Rica in a one-off match in June. So all the best to both teams as they aspire to make it to Qatar. One of three spots that's left for the World Cup. So congratulations to New Zealand. We all knew that they would be the team that go into the playoffs, and indeed they are the team. So I don't know a lot about the New Zealand team. I do know about Chris Wood, of course, and that West Ham player. What's his name again? God damn, you know what I mean? Can't remember his name right now, but god damn, I know this guy. But yeah, Winston Reed, yeah. And I don't know much about. I know a couple other players, but not like if I watch New Zealand play a lot. You see what I'm saying? But I do know that if they come up against Costa Rica, it's gonna be a very, very difficult task. Let me just put it out there. Let me just start by saying that they will not pass Costa Rica. And that is me underestimating New Zealand somewhat. All right? That is me underestimating New Zealand a bit. I see someone mentioning my Ghana, training jacket. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm not going to act like I did predict the Black Stars to qualify. I didn't predict the Black Stars to qualify at all. They really took a lot of us by surprise. So we'll get to that one as well. We'll definitely get to that one. So New Zealand are 90 minutes and potentially extra time away from qualifying for the World Cup. So you got a graphic here that says who will finish top goal scorer of CONCACAF's third round. Will it be Christian Pulisic or Kyle Larin? These players would feature tonight, where the USA come up against Costa Rica, and we have Canada facing, who the hell are they playing? Panama. Yeah. So let's go down. You could see here who will Mexico make it to Qatar 8 hours ago? What is this? What is this? Mexico basically qualified already. I don't know why they're putting this out. Come on, this does not make any sense. Mexico against El Salvador. Mexico will at least get a point. Dumb question if you ask me. Dumb question. So this is going to be a big game. These games are coming up a bit after 9. And hopefully we're wrapped up with this before the games start, because I would actually like to watch the games while I'm not live. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But what I'm going to do, I won't be analyzing too many matches today. We're just going to go through all the results and, we're just going to get up to speed with what happened. And I'll give my reactions and my thoughts, and you guys will give yours as well. So, look, let's scroll down. Look, if you did hit me up on Twitter, you could see my inbox. I still have one unread message. I did not check. I've been busy, man. I've definitely been busy. So, look, in CONCACAF tonight, guys, we do have Jamaica versus Honduras. Panama face Canada, Mexico play El Salvador, and Costa Rica take on the USA. So that's what's going on in World Cup qualifiers tonight. And today we actually had the New Zealand Solomon Islands OFC final, where New Zealand won 5-0. And yes, you see, I was just talking about it. New Zealand won it 5-0. So we're going to scroll down a bit more, and we don't want to put that footage up. But if you look across here, okay, I clicked this, but it didn't. It took me to the FIFA website. We don't want to go to the FIFA website, right? So let's just go back there. And let's take the time to congratulate Peru. A magical night for Peru, a great ending for South American World Cup qualifiers. So big up to Peru, a team that I did not predict to qualify for the World Cup. And I think with the way they're playing right now and the strength of the squad, they do still have the same manager and the continuity from the 2018 World Cup qualifying success. It's going to bleed into the 2022 playoff as well, as they take on one of Australia or the United Arab Emirates. So congratulations to Peru. I think they will get the better of one of those Asian teams, and they will qualify for consecutive World Cup. So big up to Peru. So look, we see the results from yesterday's Conmebol games. You know, we'll get into that. We're not gonna get into that right about now, but I just want to get up to date with a few things. You know what I mean? Just a quick preview of what to expect from today's live stream. You know, Cameroon, man. Oh my God. Listen, we're gonna get into all of that. So congratulations to Cameroon. I did not predict them to qualify, and they really shocked Algeria there. And we will talk about that one pretty soon as well. Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal are back at the World Cup. Robert Lewandowski and Poland are back as well. Congratulations to Poland. I surely didn't predict them to qualify, and they proved me wrong. Morocco qualify after smashing Congo DR. I did predict Morocco to make it. Tunisia, who I actually did not predict to make it this time. That was a big mistake on my behalf, because I should know that Tunisia are one of the biggest sleeper teams, and they find some way to slip through the cracks somewhere. So congratulations to Tunisia. Poland again there. Spoke about Portugal. We're going to get into things, man. We're going to get into things. Definitely going to get into things. So with that being said, let's just go over to the website right now. Let's go over to the FIFA website, and we're gonna react to these results. Okay, let's just do that, man. Let's have some fun with this one. Big up to everybody watching the live stream right now, and I like to take the time to thank each and every one of you guys who embark on this journey with me. And I can't even remember when this journey started. What, 2019? We started talking about 2022 World Cup qualifiers. So we've been doing this for a long time. So I appreciate everybody who took the journey with me. So let's go through all the qualifying results. And let us start with the OFC. Let us start with the OFC and the mini tournament they had in Qatar, where we now know the winner of that tournament, New Zealand. So, look, just to run through some of the results there, let's just scroll down past these results, and we're going to see the group stages. The group stages was heavily affected by COVID-19, where Cook Islands and Vanuatu did not take place in the tournament, and Tahiti and Solomon Islands were the only two teams to partake, which meant that both teams went through to the semifinal, even though Tahiti did not win their single game played. In Group B, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea, they moved on ahead of Fiji and New Caledonia, who did get to play their full allotment of matches. So in the playoff final, guys, like I mentioned, New Zealand defeated. Well, this was actually let me actually pull up the. Let me see if I could find, you see, this website is very clunky. Let me get you the semifinals and all of that so you guys get up to speed with what happened. Some of you guys who aren't up to speed will get up to speed. So we're going to switch again, and we're going to go over to the Google page here, and we're going to see the tournament. So in the semifinal, Solomon Islands defeated Papua New Guinea 3-2 to continue their winning run over Papua New Guinea. Neighbors as well, and New Zealand beat Tahiti 1-0, which, you know, was a good result for Tahiti. And in the final, just like in the 2017 final, well, when was that held? 2018? Whenever it was held, New Zealand did defeat Solomon Islands across two legs as well, but this time 5-0 to New Zealand with goals from Bill Tuiloma in the 23rd and 69th minute, Chris Wood in the 39th. We had Joe Bell in the 49th and Matthew Garbett in the first minute of extra time there. 5-0, big win. And who's the manager of the New Zealand team, guys? Danny Hay. To be completely honest, guys, this is not something that I do know. I'm going to keep it real. And I should know these things, but I can't know everything. So I'm finding out today that the coach of the New Zealand national team is Danny Hay. Did not know this. Completely genuine and transparent with you right there. I didn't know. I really didn't know. So I'm finding out that today. Good luck against Costa Rica, man. You're going to need all the luck you can get. Costa Rica is going to be a tough nut to crack. So that's what went on in Oceania. Guys, it's nothing that we did not expect to happen. We knew that New Zealand were going to actually go on to win this mini tournament, but they just couldn't give it to New Zealand based on rankings and history. They had to place the tournament. So, okay, if I had clicked here, I would have actually found the final. I would have found everything here if I was actually reading. You see, everything was right there on this screen, but I actually wasn't doing it. So I'd like to take the time to big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Let's get it up to 50 likes. I'll definitely appreciate that. So look, let's move from the OFC and let's move over to Asia, where we know the 4 teams that have qualified directly, including Qatar, who is an Asian team, and the teams that will go into the 4th round, which is the playoff round before the Intercontinental Playoff Final. All right, so the next round will be the UAE versus Australia. So if we go to round 3 and we scroll down to round 3, we're just going to click and just look at the results. We're going to look at the results. I won't get too deep into things, but we're going to talk the results here from the last match day, something that we haven't done as yet. So on the last match day, Japan and Vietnam played to a 1-1 draw. And you definitely got to give it to Vietnam, who have definitely improved as the World Cup qualifiers progressed. And when I say improved, I mean a 1-1 draw to Japan, narrowly lost a 1-0 to Oman, beat China 3-1 to pick up their first points, right? So they finish off very, very strongly, I have to say. You got to give them some credit there. So Japan only beat them 1-0 in the first leg. Saudi Arabia only beat them 1-0. China in the first match only beat them 3-2. Australia only beat them 1-0. So they've been pretty decent for a team that made it to the 3rd round for the first time in their history. So they're making strides. Vietnam is a team to watch for 2026. Okay, I don't need to repeat myself. Just keep an eye on this team and its development. They mean business. So in that game, we had a goal from Win Changbin in the 19th minute, and then Mayo Yoshida equalized for Japan in the 54th. And guys, this is a crazy game because Japan had 24 shots at goal, and they put out a pretty decent 11 when you really look at it. Guys like Haraguchi and Shibasaki, who came through from the last World Cup. Takefusa Kubo, we know how talented he is. Mitoma, who was really good in the previous match. Ueda as well, who's been very good during qualifiers. They did rotate the team somewhat, but it's still a strong 11 when, you're coming up against a team like Vietnam. So Japan still dominated the game. Vietnam had 1 shot at goal, 1 goal scored. 1 shot, 1 on target, 27% of the ball, walked away with a draw. So kudos to Vietnam for picking up a big point there in the group, where they still did finish bottom of the group, but still a respectable finish to World Cup qualifiers. Look, Japan, with missing out on winning that game, finished 2nd in the group behind Saudi Arabia. So they won't really look at that too much. Like, it won't be too much of a problem. Maybe it will affect their FIFA rankings. Let's see how that goes. I'm not going to get too deep into that right about now. But let's just say it's a good bounce back from Japan after the early hiccups. And Moriyasu and his boys will be back at the World Cup again, where Japan have definitely impressed over the last few editions. So, look, keep an eye on Vietnam going forward. And let's see what Japan does this time around with their very, very talented outfits. So that's my thoughts on that one. Congratulations to Japan on qualifying for the World Cup once again. and better luck next time to Vietnam. They will look forward to the Asian Cup coming up in China next year once the COVID situation is, it calms down. So we're going to move on to the next game there. I won't be clicking these matches simply because the website is clunky and I'll have to be moving. So I'll just let you know the goal scorers and things like that. And then we're going to keep it moving. And just for disclaimer purposes, I did not watch the Japan-Vietnam game nor the Iran-Lebanon match. I did watch Syria versus Iraq. And that was it. That was all I watched for Asia on the day, simply because the other results didn't really matter to me. So Iran 2, Lebanon 0. So big up to Iran for qualifying for yet another World Cup. And even though in the previous game they lost to South Korea, they bounced back brilliantly against Lebanon, who had lost their way in the last few matches that they have played. So Lebanon actually finished bottom of the group on 6 points, and even though they did look promising, sometime during the qualifiers they fell to the wayside. But Iran went on to top the group despite that loss to South Korea, and similar to the Japan-Saudi Arabia situation, South Korea, who lost their game, had an opportunity to go on to top the group and didn't. So Iran, they capitalized on that and they went on to top the group with that win. So Sada Azmoun in the 35th minute and Ali Reza Jahanbakhsh in the 72nd. And these guys are two of the most popular players on the Iranian team. So look, they're going to look to go to the World Cup and cause a stir. They almost, got out the group the last time. They didn't play too bad. They really didn't play too bad. But it was a tough group with Spain, Morocco, and Portugal, of course. So Dragan Skokic and his boys got a lot of work to do. As for Lebanon, Asian Cup next year. And they will look to 2026 to improve on this performance. But look, congrats again to Iran. I did put out a little video congratulating them in the past. So I don't need to touch on that any longer. Syria 1, Iraq 1. Look, strong finish to proceedings by Syria. They managed to finish 5th in the group. So that is something that they should be a little proud of, but they will be disappointed in their total effort in World Cup qualifiers, where in 2018, they managed to reach the 4th round, where they narrowly lost to Australia. So I think I was looking forward to seeing Syria improve on that performance, but, they didn't. They really, really didn't. So they will look at that. They will look at that as some way that they could actually build in the future Asian Cup and the qualifiers for future events. As for Iraq, kudos to them, man, for putting the pressure on the UAE, and they finished strongly with 9 points in the group. They did qualify for the World Cup in 1986, haven't been back since, won the Asian Cup in 2007. So they do have some quality, they do have a good history, I should say, and they do have a little bit of quality in their team as well. So with the increase of spots for Asia for 2026 World Cup, these are the teams that will be vying for some of those places. So look, in this game, Iraq 1, Syria 1. We had a goal from Ala Aldin Al-Dali in the 3rd minute, early goal, and then Ayman Hussein in the 31st. You got to give it to the Syrian goalkeeper, man. Kept out some big headers late in the game where Iraq was actually looking to win. But if they won the game, it wouldn't have mattered because the UAE, of course, went on to defeat South Korea. And that one came as a shock to me. Definitely a shocker. So we're going to move on to that one. And the UAE won, South Korea 0. When I saw that result, I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting that at all. Wasn't expecting it. So kudos to the UAE for actually getting their act together and picking up that win where they had previously lost their 2 previous matches, and Iraq was actually piling on the pressure. So in that game, Harib Al-Mazmi scored in the 54th minute to defeat a strong-looking Korean team with Son and Kwon and, the likes of Hwang Hee-chan on the field. I wasn't expecting them to lose that game. You know what I mean? Kim Min-jae at the back. I wasn't really expecting them to lose the game, but they did. And they had to relinquish the top spot to Iran. But they still qualify, and Paulo Bento and his boys will be back at the World Cup again. They have been very, very consistent in terms of qualifying for the event. I think they've qualified for every World Cup since 1986, and there was a gap between 1954 and 86, and they have been the epitome of consistency when it comes to Asian football. So look out for the Taeguk Warriors of South Korea. Guys, who watched the 2002 World Cup? I was so young when I watched the 2002 World Cup that I didn't know that there was a lot of actually, cheating at that World Cup for South Korea and Japan. And not to take anything from what they did, but there was some dodgy results, man. I'm telling you, they played some dirty football as well. Just go back and look at some of the clips. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So congrats to both the UAE and South Korea. South Korea for qualifying for the World Cup, and UAE for qualifying for the next round, which is the fourth round. So in a dead rubber game between Oman and China, it finished 2-0 in favor of Oman. And Oman is a team that I would have actually liked to see go into the playoffs, but they miss out by a single point, and let's say by 2 points, because Australia with a better goal difference would have pipped them to that spot. But Oman definitely have themselves to blame because they came very close. 14 points to Australia's 15. And I think they could have done it. They really, really could have done it, man. But they just didn't have that extra. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have that extra something to take them over that hurdle. And they had a couple narrow losses, a draw to China, so setbacks there for Oman, definitely. The highlight of the World Cup qualifying campaign was that 1-0 win over Japan. But a couple losses to Saudi Arabia, narrow 1-0 losses to Saudi Arabia, I think did them in. They actually needed to pick up something from the Saudi Arabia game and maybe not draw to China in the first match, and Oman would have been into the next round. But look, it's Australia, and I expected Australia to qualify directly, but they didn't. Oman, Asian Cup 2026 World Cup, of course, they will be looking forward to that one. As for China, I don't know about China, man. It's an okay effort. It should have been a lot better, but I never expected them to qualify. But a nation of their population and size and resources, you expected them to, be doing better in Asia. You know what I'm saying? But they're not. They're not. They're really not. So they finish fifth in the group with 6 points, way off from a qualifying spot. They did better in the 2018 World Cup qualifiers, but for 2022, it was very, very poor. Very, very poor. They had to sack a coach during the run as well, and it wasn't a good qualifying campaign for them whatsoever. So look, in this game, Ashad Alawi scored in the 12th minute and Abdullah Fawaz in the 74th. Congratulations to Oman on that win and for getting close. Better luck next time to both teams. And last but not least, in Asia, just to wrap up Asia and keep it moving, guys, Saudi Arabia won, Australia 0. And I'm not surprised by this result at all. I've been very, very disappointed in the Aussies. I thought they would have done a lot better and put more pressure on both Saudi Arabia and Japan. But they finished their World Cup qualifying campaign very, very poorly, man. And you're talking about their last 5 games ended in 2 draws, 2 losses, and a solitary win. Graham Arnold and his boys got themselves to blame. And one of those draws, man, the draw against Oman, that was very, very, very embarrassing. The way they just, they had that lead, they give it up, they had the lead again and give it up again. And give it up to Abdullah Fawaz because he's been very prominent for Oman. He scored both goals against Australia. So, give it up to him. Give it up to him. But Australia, very, very disappointing. Salim Al-Dassari with the penalty in the 1-0 win for Saudi Arabia over Australia. And I like to take the time to congratulate Saudi Arabia for qualifying for the World Cup. Because, when you're coming up with these qualifiers, you say, I don't think Saudi Arabia is making it this time. I was wrong, man. I was wrong. Because I try not to be boring and be predictable and mix it up a little bit, but I should have just went with Saudi Arabia because I went with Iran, Japan, and South Korea and Australia. I should have just went with freaking Saudi Arabia and pick Australia to go through the playoffs again because they seem like they love to go through the playoffs and do things the hard way. But this time around, it's going to be very, very hard for Australia. Let me just put it out there, man. So the Green Falcons off Saudi Arabia into the World Cup in Qatar, their neighbors. And Australia, that one still is in limbo. So congratulations to Hervé Renard. Let's give Hervé Renard some credit. He's an international football extraordinaire, you call him, because, at the international level, he's done a lot. Won the AFCON with Zambia, won it with the Ivory Coast as well. And he's taken Saudi Arabia to the World Cup. I am not sure if he's actually taken a team to the World Cup before. I'm not 100% sure about that. I am not sure. We could do a quick search on Hervé Renard right now, where he's managed Zambia. Zambia never qualified. Angola in 2010. Angola didn't qualify in 2010. That was 2006. Zambia in 2011 to 13, where he won that. And Ivory Coast from 14-15. Well, yes, he did qualify with Morocco. Yes, now I'm remembering. Morocco, he did qualify with Morocco in the 2018 World Cup. So I think that was the only time he went to the World Cup because I don't think he went to the World Cup with the Ivory Coast. But definitely yep, he won the AFCON with the Ivory Coast, but he did not go to the World Cup. And he became the first coach to actually won the AFCON with two different countries. So he went to the World Cup with Morocco, and now he's following it up with Saudi Arabia. Congratulations to Hervé Renard. Definitely deserve more credit, though. And you know what, guys? When I actually made that prediction that Saudi Arabia won't qualify for the World Cup, I swear to God that I did not know Hervé Renard was in charge. It was just a gut feeling that I went with. And then when I saw Hervé Renard, I'm like, oh my God, that was a mistake. Because we know this man, work wonders with national teams, though. So, look, that'll be it for Asia. I think I'll give Asia a lot of exposure there. And Iran, Korea Republic, top in the group. They will qualify directly. The UAE go into the next round in third with 12 points, while Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon are all eliminated. Saudi Arabia and Japan qualify directly. Australia go into the playoffs, while Oman, China, and Vietnam eliminated. But all 12 teams will feature in the next edition of the Asian Cup, which is slated to be held in China in 2023. So, look, good luck to both Australia and the United Arab Emirates. To be completely honest, guys, let me say this. This could go any way. Before the tournament started, if you say Australia versus the UAE in the playoffs, I would have picked Australia without a doubt. But, guys, I don't have any faith in Australia right now. Seriously, I don't. Australia are looking light right now, to be completely honest. And I won't be surprised if the UAE actually get their act together and go into that playoff and win the match. It's a one-off match, so there won't be a game in Australia. This will probably be held in Qatar. And United Arab Emirates will go up against Peru, where, guys, you never know. In a one-off game, you never ever know, but I do fancy Peru in that clash as well. The UAE qualified for the World Cup back in 1990, so they have been there before. They definitely have been there before, and they will be looking to go there again after 32 years. So 1990 World Cup, and I have to actually look into how they actually qualified for that World Cup. And for the 1990 World Cup, let me actually see. Okay, so for the 1990 World Cup, for Asia, Korea Republic and the UAE qualified, and they qualified directly. Okay, so first round, the 22 teams are divided into 6 groups. 4 groups of 4 teams and 2 groups of 3 teams. The winners advance to the final round. The final round, the 6 teams play each other once. The winner and runner-up qualify. So that's how the UAE qualified for the 1990 World Cup. I did do a piece on the UAE back in 2018 as well. So, you know, that's floating around somewhere on YouTube. And, you know, the UAE, how did they do at the World Cup, though? How did they do at the World Cup in 1990? I don't think they did much, but let me just take a quick look and see what they did for 1990, the UAE. Okay, so let me find their group really quick. I don't know what they did from off the top. They did come last in their group. They were grouped with West Germany, Yugoslavia, Colombia. Okay, so they lost all 3 matches. So, hard luck. And good luck to them next time they get into a high stakes game, which is coming up against Australia. They were managed by Carlos Alberto Pereira, Brazilian manager there. So Carlos, he's actually still alive. He's 79 years old, and he managed the Brazilian team, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Brazil again. So he is a very, very popular figure there in terms of World Cup and international football. So look, that does it for Asia, guys. Good luck to both Australia and the UAE. What are you guys saying in the chat? Big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Big up to the boy Mustafa. Big up to Jesus Espinosa. Johnny Long's in the house. How are you, Johnny Longs? Who else we got? Mr. A. Eldon, Algerian King. Hard luck, bro. Hard luck. Trouty McTrout. How are you doing? Big up to the boy Michael Talks Football in the house. Still C4 goes boom in the house. How are you doing? AD in the house, man. Mr. Italo Canero, Giannis. Everybody in the house, man. Did I miss anything? Big up, man. You guys are the real deal. Thank you very much for coming through. Big up to the boy Betel Kebede, Era, Jerry, King Hoddle in the house. Who else is in here, man? If I'm not shouting you out, man, I'm sorry. But look, big up to Didi. Big up to everybody, man. Every single soul in here. Skylanders. Guys, make sure you smash up the thumbs up button for the live stream. We do have 48 thumbs up, which is a great thing. Let's get this. Let's get this in before 9 o'clock gets here, okay? We're doing well. We're doing okay. So let's go. Let's talk Africa. CAF. Let's talk Africa. 54 teams took part. 5 teams have qualified in 158 matches played, 361 goals scored. We know the teams that have qualified for the World Cup. So let's go. Let's go through these ties. And Congo DR won. Morocco won the first leg there. So I'm just going to go through all the details for you guys. I won't be clicking that, but I will be going through the details for you, so you get an insight of what happened in these matches in case you didn't know. So let's go back there. DR Congo won. Morocco won. Yohan Wissa in the 12th minute. Tariq Tusadali in the 76th. And then Mr. Muzinga got sent off in the 85th minute for DR Congo. For this game, I think DR Congo did well to score early, but the few chances that they got in the game, they should have capitalized. Yohan Wissa had some really good chances, and I think if they had taken this tie into the second leg with, let's say, a 3-1 advantage, they stood a chance to actually get the better of Morocco in Casablanca and move on. But you know what happened. The rest is history, as I say. But Tariq Toussaint, give credit to him for scoring that away goal and for giving Morocco the courage going into the second leg there, where Vahid Halilhodžić and his boys ended up getting the better of Hector Cooper and the DR Congo outfit. So Mali 0, Tunisia 1 in the first leg. Moussa Sissoko with an own goal in the 36th minute, and he got sent off in the 40th minute. I think Mali played very, very well in the game, probably played better than Tunisia, but somehow Tunisia managed to qualify to the World Cup without scoring a single freaking goal during the playoffs. They didn't score any. It was a self-inflicted blow by Mali that ended their World Cup qualifying campaign, and Tunisia benefited. Wow, that is crazy. That is indeed crazy, though. So, look, we're going to keep it moving. These are the first leg matches, guys. Remember that. Just touching over the first leg matches. Cameroon 0, Algeria 1. Islam Slimani in the 40th minute. I think, Algeria, after the AFCON disappointment, went into the competition as winners. They had to follow up with something good, and they did. They went away to Cameroon and pick up a victory. I don't think a lot of teams go to Cameroon and defeat Cameroon in Cameroon. So, great job by Algeria going into the second leg with advantage. You know what they say, the rest is history. They did not qualify. We're going to get into the second leg, and I'll give you my thoughts on what I think on each of these ties as well. So, just to keep it going, Ghana 0, Nigeria 0 in the first leg. And I think this is where Ghana actually won the tie by keeping it 0-0 in the first leg and going into the second leg and scoring. And even though they conceded, they still had the advantage with the away goal rule. So, congratulations to Ghana. I'm wearing the Ghanaian training jacket right now. I'm not Ghanaian. I didn't predict them to qualify, but they did great, man. They weren't even supposed to be there, in my opinion. I think that was supposed to be South Africa, but Ghana, oh man, by the grace of God, or by the grace of God, it's just, who knows, man? The dark, they probably some dark arts they got in. They got in by some doing the dark arts by those means. I don't know how they got in, but they were never supposed to get in my opinion. Yeah, they weren't. That was never a penalty. I'm going to keep it that way. They were never a penalty. That was never a penalty. But I think this is where they won the game. They kept it 0-0. Well, the tie. They kept it 0-0, and they went to Nigeria and did not lose. And that puts you into the World Cup. Egypt won, Senegal 0 in the first leg. Egypt felt like they had done a great job after losing the AFCON final. Yes, we did what we had to do. We won the game at home, even though it was an own goal. Egypt did play a lot better than they did in the final. Senegal did well in the second half, just couldn't finish their chances, right? But Egypt, I think, needed to score more than one goal here, because with the Senegalese team and the quality that they have in their roster and everything, it was hard preventing them from scoring at home, where they brought out the lasers, the crowd, and everything. Yeah, I must mention the lasers. Definitely got to mention the lasers. I think the lasers were a disgrace to African football. I don't know how that was allowed. I don't think that was the reason Egypt didn't qualify. But the lasers were just freaking... It was just despicable, man. Seriously. But look, an Edward Mendy own goal in the first leg there. And, Saliu Sis. That was off the post onto Sis. Mendy. Saliu Sis in the 4th minute, Egypt advantage going into the second leg, right? So this is what the second legs look like. This is what we're going to talk about right now. 2 games did go into extra time, and 1 game went on to penalties, okay? And we did have a lot of excitement. We did have a lot of twists, and we did have a lot of turns, and I'm happy about that. It wasn't boring. It wasn't predictable. And we were definitely treated in the African qualifiers. So Senegal won, Egypt nil in the regulation time, and they went into extra time, and it was forced to go into penalties, right? So Boulaye Dia scored very scrappy goal in the 4th minute as well, and it was a game that Senegal actually really dominated. Senegal came out to play, the crowd was behind them, and they dominated proceedings. But, you know, after that early goal and coming back in the tie, Egypt, for some reason, I feel like they went back into their AFCON mode where they played a more reserved style. They didn't really take the game to the opposition like they did in the first leg, or let's say the first half hour of the first leg. And okay, so the goal was eventually given to Hamdi Fati as an own goal. So 2 own goals actually scored in this tie, but I know it's Boulaye Dia was actually celebrating. But Egypt were a bit too reserved for me in this tie. And once Senegal got back in with that goal, I knew they would go on to win. Even though they did go on to do it through penalties, I just didn't have the faith in Egypt anymore. I didn't even predict Egypt to qualify for the World Cup this time around, guys. So I did get that one right. But look, Senegal ended up with 25 shots at goal, 9 on target. The amount of chances these guys had to finish this thing off within 90 minutes, oh man, if they had lost this tie, it would have been, you know, by their own hands. Because I'm telling you, 25 to 5 shots. Egypt only had 5 shots at goal, 1 on target. But look, Egypt, they got to blame themselves as well, because Zizou, who came off the bench, had 2 big opportunities, and I think and there was another opportunity, I think, by Mustafa Mohamed, and these dudes couldn't score. These dudes couldn't score. And I'm like, if those chances had fell to maybe a Salah, oh man, Senegal, the goose would have been cooked. But Senegal, they held on, and they took it, you know, the game went to penalties. Both teams, I think, didn't take their chances in front of goal. And the penalty shootout, it was so hilarious. This is one of the craziest penalty shootouts that I've seen in a while, because the first 4 penalties were all missed. 2 saved, and 1 put over. And I'm like, well, 2 saved and 2 put over. And I could not believe that Mo Salah put his penalty over the bar. We talk about Anthony Ilanga's. That was Anthony Ilanga with a penalty, right? That was Ilanga with a penalty in one of them Champions League games or whatnot, right? And he skied it somewhere in Rosette, right? I can't even remember. But look, Salah, bro, I never expected you to miss your penalty. I really never expected you to miss your penalty. Okay, look, Koulibaly misses penalty. I'm like, oh shit, Senegal are getting knocked out right now. After Koulibaly hit the crossbar there, I'm like, they're getting knocked out. Because this is the perfect opportunity for Egypt to pounce. Egypt did not pounce. Salah, of all people, if your talisman, your best player miss, then there goes the inspiration, right? The players lose belief. Then Saliu steps up and he gets his penalty saved. I think that was saved, right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, Senegal, what the hell are you doing? You got a reprieve and you go and you miss. And then Ahmed Sayed goes up and his penalty gets, I think he saved his penalty. I can't remember how all the penalties went. And I'm like, oh my God, what I'm seeing here. Senegal gets another reprieve after missing their first 2 penalties. So Egypt, you had it and you didn't take it. And even when it went square again, Ismail Assar scored, then Solia scored. I'm like, okay, it's even again. Bamba Dieng, you cool mother... This guy is so cool. The way he steps up, nerves of steel, and he puts it into the V. But Mustafa Mohamed gets his penalty saved. And then Mane of all people, steps up and sinks the winning goal. Come on. Seems like it was written in the stars for Senegal to qualify for back-to-back World Cups for the first time, and to do so as African Cup of Nations winners. So it's been success for Senegal. Give it up to Aliou Cissé. He have come under a lot of criticism over the last few years. People may have questioned, why he's been kept for so long as a manager, but now we see why, man. Now we see why. You see what I'm saying? Why they keeping the Rasta man in charge. You see what I'm saying? Now we see. And another thing that I want to also mention before I go even further. We see Senegal qualify. We see Cameroon qualify. Right? We now see Ghana qualify. Look who's in charge of those teams. Look who's in charge of those teams. I just want to put it out there. That would put a lot of belief. Lot of belief into these FAs going forward in the future, where they think they could only bring in the European coaches and get the job done. It shows that local talent could get the job done. Right? I know I think Otto is from Germany, but Ghanaian, and Chris Hughton as well. But you go over to Tunisia as well, right? Tunisia. And that's a local man. That's a local man. You see what I mean? The only team from Africa that qualified with a basically an import is Morocco. Halis Hodzic, right? Bosnian. I think he's Bosnian, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a Bosnian name. So you got to give it up to Aliou Cissé. You got to give it up to Rigobert Song. You see what I'm saying? Egwavoen almost got it done. But maybe it was a mistake maybe it was a mistake letting him continue as coach of Nigeria. But anyways, man, that penalty shootout, it was a hell of a freaking penalty shootout. It was a hell of a tie. And I think Senegal, they deserve it. They deserve it for holding their nerve. And they were the better team in the second leg at least. And for let's say the tie. But you got to give respect to Egypt for pushing the best team in Africa all the way. Push them all the way in the AFCON and pushing them all the way in World Cup qualifiers. But for Senegal, man, the continuity. 2018 World Cup. The 2019 Africa Cup of Nations finals, where they've narrowly lost to Algeria. And then qualifying for the World Cup after winning the AFCON, man. Let's give it up to Senegal, man. They're ranked 20th, and I wish them all the best at the freaking World Cup. And if it wasn't for some ill discipline, they would have moved on from the group stages in the World Cup where they missed out because of yellow card accumulation, which is crazy when you think about it. So Senegal, definitely a quality team, man. Definitely. So look, we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to move on to the next tie. Nigeria won, Ghana won, and I am so disappointed in this Nigerian team. You guys don't even understand. I predicted them to qualify, and they didn't. Thomas Partey with a very good goal in the 10th minute, and William Troost-Ekong with a brilliant penalty in the 22nd. God damn, that was a good-ass penalty, right? That was a great penalty. And Nigeria failed to put away another of the 14 chances that they had. 14 shots, 2 on target, had 62% of the ball, but Ghana held their poise. They held their poise. See what I mean? And they kept it cool, and they went on to win the tie. I'm not going to get into too much of the VAR situations and all of that in any of these things, because it's too many games, it's too many things to actually to itemize. It's way too many. I had to write everything down in order to do that. So we're not going to get into that. We're talking overall results. Ghana had their luck going for them, even in the game against South Africa and throughout this tie. And these guys are going to the freaking World Cup. And nobody would have expected Ghana, the way they have been playing, to qualify for the freaking World Cup. Nobody. I'm telling you guys this. Nobody would have qualified them to, predicted them to qualify for the World Cup. Nobody. You see what I'm saying? And they did. They didn't look good at all. If there's a few teams that qualify for the World Cup that you could say, I don't know how they qualified, it's Tunisia and Ghana. Tunisia and Ghana. I'm like, how the hell did they qualify? But for some reason, they made it. Some reason they made it. Even if we go across to Europe, the teams that qualify deserve the hell out of their qualifications. Even in Poland, right? Even Poland. But Ghana and Tunisia, they have not been setting the world on fire at all. Not at all. But you got to give it to them, man. Nigeria, they fired blanks. They fired blanks in qualifiers. They really did. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the Eguavoan ball did not work. But maybe they should have taken the Afghan failure after doing well in the group stages as a sign to sack this man and bring in Pesero. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it would have worked. I'm just saying. I might sound a little bit of contradictory here when I talk about the local managers getting the opportunities and, not bringing in the imports. But still, sometimes it works. Other times it does not work. Or maybe it was a bad idea to sack Gernot Rohr when they sacked Gernot Rohr. Because I never expected Gernot Rohr to get sacked. But they did. They got rid of him. And I guess Gernot Rohr is having a chuckle right now. Not at the team, but at the powers to be. The powers to be. So, look, for this Ghanaian team, though, they do have some talented players that we have to keep an eye on. Afina Jayan of Roma. Mohamed Kudus. The likes of Thomas Partey. Definitely, of his quality. But I cannot believe that players like Dennis Odoi, no disrespect to these guys, and players like Joe Wallacott, who's playing in the second and fourth tier of English football, and amongst a few other players, will be at the World Cup for Ghana. But I'm happy for guys like Jordan Ayew and Andre Ayew, Andre Ayew didn't even take part in the playoffs. But I'm happy for these guys. One player that I'm going to look forward to see at the World Cup is Kamaldeen Sulemania. Another player that have really, really risen up the ranks is a player by the name of Kwasi Wright, who used to play for the Bayern Munich second team, and he's now playing for Holstein Kiel, right? He used to play for the Bayern Munich second team. Now this dude is going to the World Cup. Pretty sure he's going to the World Cup. You're talking about a dream come true for a lot of these players. And for the Nigerians, just a nightmarish last week for them. And I saw Adnan tweeted on Twitter that Nike must be mad that they won't get to sell all those nice Nigerian kits for Christmas. Nigeria wasn't good at all. Ozuo, listen, I don't know how you get beaten like that. Listen, Francis Ozuo, I don't understand how you get beaten like that, bro. That shot from Partey should never beat any goalkeeper. That is poor goalkeeping, and Nigeria paid the cost. That's the reason why they did not qualify. That mistake. But I'm not saying to go out there and assassinate Francis Ozuo, okay? I'm not saying that. Not saying that. But it was his poor goalkeeping effort that cost them, man. And keep it real. Congratulations to Ghana. They go into the World Cup. Tunisia 0, Mali 0. Nothing to really talk about from this game in terms of goals. But I have to say that Mali went out there and they put out a mammoth effort. And I think Mali, maybe you could say that they got very unlucky, seeing that the only goal in this tie was an own goal, a silly back pass by Musa Sissoko, who was then sent off, right? He was then sent off. But Mali, in the first game, they dominated possession. They dominated in the final third, but just couldn't get that goal that they needed. And in the second leg, look, away to Tunisia, Mali dominated possession, looked good in the final third, but just couldn't get that goal. They outplayed Tunisia. But Tunisia are the team that prevail. 1-0 on aggregate. They didn't score a single goal on their own, and they're going back to the World Cup. I'm not excited about Tunisia going to the World Cup. I'm not going to act like I am. They're going to go to the World Cup and do absolutely nothing. But I like to take the time to congratulate them as well. Because, look, you don't always have to win pretty. You just have to get the job done. And they certainly did get the job done. So congratulations to Tunisia, who did sack their manager, Monday Kabaya, and they did put Jalal Kaderi in charge, and he got the job done. Interim manager, actually, I think he was an assistant to Monday Kabaya, and he got the job done. So hard luck to Magasuba and his boys. I think they put out a very good effort. And guys, expect to see Mali at the World Cup in 2026. Remember, I said it here first. Mali, a team to watch indeed. But 2026 might just be your year. So congrats Tunisia, hard luck Mali. One of the biggest shocks. We're going to click this. We're going to click this one. Definitely going to put this one up because this one is simply shocking. This one is shocking. Algeria, just like Italy, who went into World Cup qualifiers looking so damn good. Continental champions, unbeaten streak into the 30s, and they just look good. They just look good. Just like Italy, they look good. But seems like something within the core was rotten. Don't know what it is. But Algeria had a stinker of an Africa Cup of Nations. And even though they won the first leg in Cameroon, you know, a lot of teams don't do that. Cameroon under new coach Rigobert Song, who played at multiple World Cups for Cameroon, inspired his team. Along with Samuel Eto'o, in charge of the FA, had to make that decision. Getting rid of Tony Conceição. That was a big call. You got to give it to Cameroon, man. You got to give it to Cameroon. Cameroon were actually winning the game. 22nd minute goal by Choupo-Moting, right? And they pushed Algeria all the way to 120 minutes where it seemed as if it was going to penalties after Cameroon were winning the game, where Algeria won the first leg, Slimani with the goal, and they were winning the second leg, right? Cameroon are winning the second leg. You got to feel for Algeria too. They did score twice. One offside, one deemed a handball. One deemed a handball. I actually think the handball, the Slimani goal, was actually a goal. I think that was actually a goal. I think that was a goal. But maybe I'm wrong. I think that was a goal though. I think it was a goal. But it didn't matter because Ahmed Touba scored a dramatic goal. 118th minute, the Algerians went wild, celebrated with the crowd and everything. Yeah, Algeria into the World Cup. But just like a game of FIFA career mode where you never know what's going to happen with a couple seconds left and the opposition with the possession, Cameroon had a free kick. A free kick late in the game. I think that was a free kick, right? And the commentator was saying, surely everyone would go up right now. Even the goalkeeper. I don't think the goalkeeper went up. And the ball fell nicely to Carl Toko Ekambi of all fucking people. You know what I'm saying? Not to one of the other guys who's not good in front of goal, but to freaking sharpshooter Carl Toko Ekambi. Like after Cameroon won the 2017 AFCON and they went to the Confederations Cup, you thought that Cameroon were going to qualify in 2018. They didn't. And guys like Carl Toko Ekambi, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Abu Bakar, Collins Fai, Basogag and co. They were heartbroken. And look at what they did. Last minute settings, extra time, last kick of the freaking ball. Because when the kickoff happened, the referee blew. Cameroon hijacking the World Cup spot from Algeria. Absolutely brilliant. Scenes. But Algeria got really, really unlucky in this tie. They were really unlucky. I don't think Mahrez had a good game. They didn't really play at their best, though. Mahrez didn't really play that well, you know, and I don't think that the team at whole played well at all. I don't really, I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened to the Algerian team after doing so well from 2019 all the way up to this year. They were doing well, and then they just fell flat on their faces, man. Seriously. It's like they were like, you know, they were bamboozled. The AFCON and the World Cup qualifying. Because you think after they won the first leg, they're like, yeah, man. Yeah, Algeria back. Nah, think again. Cameroon, like Ghana, are back at the World Cup. Cameroon, like Ghana, are back at the World Cup after missing out in 2018. Congratulations to both teams, man. West African royalty back at the big event along with Senegal. Along with Senegal, another 2 West African teams. Well, all their flags look the same, don't they? All of them. That green, red, and yellow. Just mix it up and change the color of the star, basically. That's basically what it is, right? That is basically what it is. I don't know, man. Need a little bit more creativity in these West African countries and their flags, man. You got to do better with. You got to do better there. I got to do better. Look. You got to do much better, man. Look at Cameroon. Look at the Senegalese flag. It's the same as the freaking Cameroon flag, just different color stars. And the Ghana, same color, just different color star. So the yellow stars, the black stars, and the green stars, right? No. Lions of Teranga in Senegal, the Black Stars of Ghana, and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon are back at the event, along with the Eagles of Carthage, Tunisia, who won the Eagles Derby with Mali, and the last team to qualify, their Morocco, the Atlas Lions of Morocco, who defeated Congo DR 5-1, 5-2 on aggregate, after winning the second leg 4-1. The most convincing tie of all the ties in this AFCON playoff, Africa World Cup qualifying playoff round. So, look, in this game, Unahi in the 21st minute, and then Tariq Tisadali again in the 7th minute of first half extra time to give Morocco a bigger lead. And then Unahi again in the 54th. Look, these were some good-ass goals, man. These were some really good goals. I think the first goal by Unahi was a screamer. And then Hakimi with the goal in the 69th minute. But the best of the bunch was Ben Malongo off the bench. That was perfect. That was a perfect goal. That was gold. That was perfect, though. Perfect. But it was only a consolation goal for Hector Cooper's Congo DR. Remember, Hector Cooper did carry Egypt to the World Cup last time around, but it's Vahid Halilhodžić and Morocco. The boys like Hakimi and Imran Louza and Adam Massina. You know, you have the likes of Roman Saiz, you know, the Mai brothers and co. You know what I mean? So, congratulations to Morocco. They managed to do it without Hakim Ziyech, which, you know, is a good achievement because Ziyech is very, very good. We know how good he is. And they look to continue building on that strong performance during World Cup qualifiers. So, congratulations to Morocco. I don't think Congo DR ever had a chance, but they did play well in the first leg. But second leg, they were pushed aside. So, look, we know the teams that have qualified for Africa. we know the teams. And those teams are Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, Morocco, and Tunisia. So that'll be it. Big up to everybody. Chase Athletics in the house. Guys, we got 70 thumbs up. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. Look, we got about 20 more minutes before the Concacaf qualifiers kick off. And we have already spoke about AFC, OFC, and Africa. Let's get into Conmebol. Well, we don't really need to talk too long about Conmebol because we only had like one spot left to talk about, guys. So we're just going to go through the results and, just give my thoughts on the teams and all of that real quick. Not even going to be very, very long here, to be completely honest. And because I've spoken enough about Conmebol, guys. You guys who are avid followers of the channel should know this. So Brazil defeated Bolivia 4-0. And I did not watch these matches, guys. I did see a few highlights. And I did see my boy Julian Alvarez, who is a Man City player, score for Argentina. So I can't wait to unleash him in the Premier League next season. So Brazil in La Paz, 4. Bolivia 0. Lucas Paqueta in the 24th minute. Richarlison with a brace, 45th and 91st minute. And Bruno Guimaraes, the Newcastle United man, in the 66th minute to keep Brazil unbeaten throughout World Cup qualifiers. They do have a game left against Argentina. I don't think that game will be played. They might just actually leave it at that since it's very inconsequential. Argentina cannot be caught by Uruguay, and Brazil cannot be caught by Argentina even if they lose the game 10-0. Right? But I think that'll be left that way, or they'll just put no result and maybe give a point apiece to the teams. So, well done to Brazil. And in terms of their 11 in this match, they did rotate the team, of course. Give a few guys a run out. Dani Alves, guys like Fabinho, guys like Richarlison, Coutinho, Bruno Guimaraes started. So this team is just full of depth, man. And they're definitely one of the teams to look forward to seeing at the World Cup, as usual. Every World Cup, you want to see what Brazil brings to the table. So they qualified, first team to qualify, of course. They're always the first team to qualify across the world for most of the times. But for Bolivia, maybe 2026, a long shot, maybe. Let's see. Maybe they get into the playoffs. But who knows? Maybe it's a far-fetched idea that Bolivia could get back to their 1994 days. So Ecuador won, Argentina won. I think that's a big result for Ecuador in the fact that they actually managed to qualify for the World Cup yet again after most people did not predict them to qualify. But guess who predicted them to qualify? Me. But I think they'll be disappointed that they got passed by Uruguay and they came in 4th. But they didn't finish strongly with winless in their last 4 World Cup qualifying games. That's to be blamed, but still. So, look, before we do move on, we do have a question here from Michael. Big up to Michael for dropping the super chat again. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. You think any CAF teams can progress out of the group this time around? Plus, which jersey you buying? Senegal or Cameroon? Now you're putting the pressure on me to buy a jersey, bro. I did actually buy a pennant from the U.S. national team before they did qualify. I did it on the same night while they were playing Panama, because if I didn't and I checked the website Fanatics, they would have been sold out. So I do have a pennant to put on the wall there for the USA. But look, Mike, we're gonna have to wait and see what the draw looks like. But off the bat, I think Senegal would actually compete again. Senegal looks good. And they should have gotten out the group in 2018. Barely missed out. I think Senegal, off the top, Senegal. Cameroon, very dangerous as well. So I won't be surprised if they get out. But for Morocco, for Senegal, I do think the fact that they're 20th in the rankings, that actually give them a very, very good chance of being in... I think they could actually be in pot 1 right now. Let me see something. World Cup draw. Let me see what the draw looks like right now in terms of the pots. I don't know if the pots are actually, the pots are not finalized, of course. It will be finalized tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be the day when it's finalized. So, okay, how are the pots looking right now? So, the pot, Senegal will actually be in pot 2. Senegal will be in pot 2. That's a good pot to be in, man. That's a good pot. Because if you're in pot 2, you're most likely to get, let's say, a European team like maybe Serbia, Poland. I think they got Poland the last time around, if I'm not mistaken. Senegal could also be in pot 3 too, but you could get a team like South Korea or Japan to play if you're in pot 2. And in pot 4, you could get maybe a Canada and Ecuador. You see what I'm saying? A Saudi Arabia. One of the playoff teams. You see what I mean? So, Scotland and Wales or Ukraine. So, Senegal do have a really good chance of coming out of the group. As for the other teams, it's a long shot, to be honest. For Morocco, they've always struggled. Cameroon, yeah, they've done well in the past. Ghana have definitely done well in the past, 2010 to, when you think about 2010, indeed. I think 2014 they did okay as well. So, yeah. Senegal, though. Senegal is my pick. That's my pick. That is my pick. So, Chase Athletics is saying Morocco played the best football, ball playing defense. Even some good center backs have been injured. I don't think Morocco, I think Senegal played the best football, bro. I think Senegal played the best football in Africa. They have everything you need, bro. I'm telling you. If you look at their forwards, they could hurt any team. As for Morocco, to be honest, they're not as strong as they were in 2018, in my opinion. I don't think they are. That's just my opinion. And yeah, we're still sleeping on Ghana. We are. We definitely are. Senegal lack a striker. They do have the strikers. Maybe the strikers are not striking. You see what I'm saying? Jeju. You have Boulaye Dia. Maybe these guys are not stepping up to the plate and doing what they're supposed to do. Big up to Sam Sin in the house as well. How are you doing? Big up to Due Fuentes. Big up to everybody, man. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. Guys, let's get to 100 likes if we could. But look, let's talk about these Conmebol matches really quick. Concacaf will be kicking off in about 15 minutes. And we have to finish things off with Conmebol and Europe. We got some time. We do have some time. Look, I do call them the biggest sleeper team, Samson, and it was actually my mistake not to pick them, because like Denmark, I picked Denmark. A lot of people won't pick Denmark to qualify for the World Cup. They probably didn't. I picked Denmark. I should have picked Saudi Arabia, and I should have picked Tunisia. But I just wanted to mix it up. I put Mali to qualify. I wanted Mali to qualify. I wanted a debutant. And we don't have a debutant. So the only debutant we have so far is Qatar. And we don't have a chance to have another debutant. Qatar will be the only debutant at the World Cup. Qatar will be the only debutant at the World Cup. Like, come on, man. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. We should have had another debutant. But what we know for sure is in 2026, we'll be having a whole lot of debutants. We'll be having a whole lot of debutants. So look, man, Ecuador won, Argentina won in that game. And we had Julian Alvarez in the 24th minute and Enner Valencia coming off the bench to score in extra time to share the points. One apiece. Messi featured in this game. And, still star-studded lineup by Argentina. Argentina, I have to say, looks freaking good going into the World Cup. I would love to see them go far or even win it, though. Seriously. That'll be a good look for Messi, though, and his career. He came close in 2014, we know. And, of course, Mario Götze. Of course, guys like Higuain and Lavezzi and Co. weren't clinical enough. We know this. We know this. And guys, by the way, you hear me now in 2022. You know what's crazy, right? People may actually see me here in 2022 and they be like, probably some people, what do this guy know? What does he know? You know what I mean? Talking about the World Cup. Who do he think he is? Guys, I've been watching I'm 35 years old. I've been watching the World Cup since 1998. 94, I didn't know the World Cup was going on. I was 7 years old. I had no idea. 1998 World Cup, France. I was fascinated with the tournament. Fascinated. But for some reason, I never really cared about qualifiers over the years. None of the years. None. Except for 2018 and 2022. For some reason, I didn't really care too much about watching qualifiers, nor even paying attention to anything. I just wanted to watch the World Cup. So, I've seen a lot. I may not remember all the games, but I've seen 95% of the matches. So I know my shit. To some extent. You see what I mean? And I've been around. What? 98, 2002, 06, 10, 14, 18. This will be my 7th World Cup, for crying out loud. All right? So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, man. Look. Let's just run through these. And let me not go down any more rabbit holes here. Congrats to Ecuador. Congrats to Argentina on qualifying. Ecuador, brilliant, man. Brilliant. It's not a surprise to me. I predicted them to qualify. I really did. I believed in the program and I saw the vision and I picked them to qualify and they did. Argentina, that was a given. That was indeed a given. Peru 2, Paraguay 0. Didn't predict Paraguay to qualify. Didn't predict Peru to qualify. And they might just not qualify. I did predict Australia. Australia could take the spot if they get the better of the UAE. But guys, with what Ricardo Gareca has done with this Peruvian team over the last, let's say, 5+ years or so he's been in charge. I think he's been in charge for longer. But he's done a great job. The rock star looking manager. Now he's growing a beard and everything. He's looking even cooler. Beard gang. They, with the continuity and everything, same bunch of guys, but they're young, they're vibrant, and they're talented. They managed to qualify for the playoffs. Peru 2, Paraguay 0. Gianluca Lapadula, Italian born, Peruvian parents. Yoshima Yutun with the goals. You got to give it up to this team. Gayesi in goal. You have guys like Zambrano and Advincula who's been around. I think Zambrano had scored was it Zambrano? Nah, I think it was, what's his name had scored that goal in 2018, man. That defender. Can't remember his name. But he had scored a goal in you know, I'm slightly. But Edinson Flores and Yotun and Cueva and Lapadula, you know, it's a pity that Paulo Guerrero is not involved in these qualifiers. But I think earlier he was. But guys like Luis Abram and, you know, has been around. Cristian Ramos was the guy. Cristian Ramos was the guy who scored one of those goals back in 2018 World Cup qualifiers. And, you know, you have guys like Andre Carrillo to come in. You see? So there's a lot of quality there in Peru still. I did see Fafan involved in the earlier qualifiers. Maybe he's retired now. I haven't looked into that. But look, yeah, a brave effort by Paraguay during World Cup qualifiers. It would take a lot for Paraguay, to return to the World Cup. But look, I think Peru are going to make it. I didn't predict them to do so. But, you know, let's see. Peruvians, keep your fingers crossed with that one. They finished 5th. They'll go into the playoffs. Chile, not a disappointing World Cup qualifying campaign by La Roja. And they lose at home in a must-win game where it would have been inconsequential if they won anyways because of the Peruvian win. But Uruguay pulling things back after sacking Oscar Tabarez and finishing a strong 3rd in World Cup qualifiers. Look, all credit goes to Diego Alonso, man. Look, even though he didn't do too well in, some of the clubs he managed and everything, Inter Miami, comes to mind. But as a Uruguayan manager, taking over from what Oscar Tabarez had done for the previous 16 years or so, you got to take your hats off to the Uruguayan manager here and Uruguayan himself, Diego Alonso. So congratulations to Ecuador, Uruguay, pardon me, and Ecuador. But congratulations to Uruguay on making the cut again. It wasn't looking good for them. It really, really wasn't looking good at all until Diego Alonso came in. That's why they had to get rid of Oscar Tabarez. It's sad. I would have loved to see him taking the team to the World Cup and, ride off into the sunset on a high. But some changes had to be made. You're talking about dropping Fernando Muslera. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about switching things up just completely, bringing in a couple youngsters like Facundo Pelistri and a few of the other guys around the team, just switching things up. And Ronald Arroyo comes to mind. And it worked out. It really, really worked out for Uruguay. In that game, Luis Suarez in the 79th and Federico Valverde, who do deserve a goal after that screamer of a shot that hit the post in the last game there. For Chile, look, it was not a good World Cup qualifying campaign. And Lasarte and his boys, they would be disappointed. But Chile need a revamp. They need to start blooding some fresh youngsters and get the program going again for 2026. Okay, so this live stream is going to bleed into the CONCACAF matches, guys, unfortunately. But I have to talk these games, and I'm afraid the CONCACAF games are actually inconsequential for the most part. I would want to tune into them, maybe one or two of them, but I don't even know if I'll go and watch all of them, though, because it's, 4 games at the same time. I'll have to pull up 4 screens and talk about these games. So before we do move on, I'd like to thank Obi very much, who says, "You're still a baby. I started watching the World Cup in 1982 Spain when I was 6 years old." So Obi, you were born in 1976, bro. So yeah, that makes you what? 45 years old? 45? Going on to be 46? Bro, you're not even 10 years older than me, man. Yeah, you're 11 years older than me. Chill. We cool. We're supposed to be partners. You know what I mean? Like at work, there's guys who are 10 and 20 years older than me, and I'm doing better than them. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. 1982. You're very old. You're very old, bro. 1982, bro. Big up Sebastian, bro. Peace out. I know you're probably going to watch the games. Look, Chile, they need to get a new program going. They have failed for the last 2 World Cup cycles, and that's a red flag. You talk about La Roja, that's a red flag right there. And last but not least, Venezuela. Well, we never really expected them to do much. Colombia did what they needed to do. They won the game, but they have themselves to blame. Colombia have themselves to blame, okay? And I mean this wholeheartedly. They won the game. They did great. They did great on their last couple games, right? They won the game 1-0. James with a penalty in first half extra time. They won the previous game as well. But guys, Colombia, man, before those 2 wins, before the 2 wins, they really fucked up. Pardon my language. Pardon the language, man. Because look, man, if we go back and we look at Colombia's record and these draws, they were firing blanks after blanks after blanks after blanks. We talk about 0-0 versus Paraguay at home, 0-0 versus Uruguay on the road, 0-0 versus Ecuador at home, 0-0 versus Brazil. Like that's where they did not. The 1-1 versus Bolivia, 1-1 versus Paraguay. Way too many draws. Way too many draws, man. And you think about it, all they needed was 1 more point, and they would have gotten a better goal difference than Peru. They won 2 more of those games. right? 2 of those games, they had won 2 more of those games. They qualified directly. I did predict them to qualify. I think it was a quality and a solid prediction, and they failed. They failed. It's a failure. This Colombian team is a big failure. Seeing that the talent that they have at their disposal and the form that they were showing and everything, Colombia showed no signs of not qualifying ahead of the likes of Peru and Ecuador. They showed no signs of finishing below those teams in the table. No signs at all. And I'm afraid they got to wait till 2026. 2026 will be a little bit easier, but still. They missed out on some crucial points because of their lack of, cutting edge in the final third. And they're a team with a lot of strikers. Not Bolivia, but Venezuela. I don't know when they'll qualify for a World Cup, but 2026, not a bad time to qualify. I think South America does get 6 direct spots, if I'm not mistaken. We got to talk 48-team World Cup soon, We will be talking 48-team World Cup going forward. I'm actually kind of happy that the World Cup qualifiers for 2022 is over, so I could start getting into the act of talking 2026. You see what I'm saying? Because for South America, they do have 6 direct spots. 6. Okay? 6 direct spots. Before, of course, we know they had 4 direct spots. Now that goes up to 6. For CONCACAF, it goes up to 6. 3 of those will be taken up by the hosts. All right? So the hosts will take up 3 spots. 3 will be up for grabs. Africa will go up from 5 to 9, which means we'll see a lot more of the top teams in Africa and a few new ones, hopefully. Asia will go up to 8. OFC would have a direct spot. UEFA will go up from 13 to 16. And there's going to be a playoff tournament with 2 teams qualifying from the playoffs. So I'm really looking forward to this. Look, as much as I talk a lot of shit in the past about the 48-team World Cup, I am kind of looking forward to it, man. And if they do manage to do if they want to do the World Cup for every 2 years, I was not for it, but they could do whatever they want to do. Seriously. More World Cups, who knows, might be better. They say it's going to be watered down, but we're living in an age where we want more. Okay, guys, so last but not least, we're going to move on to UEFA and land the plane. We do have 2 games to talk about. So let me just get over to the UEFA website, and I'm going to pull that up. I know a lot of people are going to switch over to talk about watch the CONCACAF games, but I'll do that when I'm done with this one. Okay, so I can't watch all the games at the same time anyway. So what I'm going to do, in the meantime, between time, I'll just pull up my app and I'll just pull up a game. I'll just pull up a game in the meantime and have that in the background, because I will talk CONCACAF another time, maybe tomorrow or the day after, but we will talk these CONCACAF World Cup qualifying another time. All right, so let me see. Costa Rica, USA. We're going to tune into Costa Rica, USA. Or yeah, definitely that's the game to watch. Costa Rica, USA. All right, the game definitely kicked off. 3 minutes into the game already, guys. So I got that game playing in the background there, keeping tabs on that. All right, that's right there. And when I'm done, I'll pull up the other games on some other screens. So we're going to talk European qualifiers right about now. Just the last couple games that we're going to talk about. And let's talk Portugal, North Macedonia. Bruno Fernandes in the 32nd minute mistake. Ball given away. Ronaldo queuing up Bruno Fernandes. And the Man United duo teaming up to put Portugal ahead. And Bruno Fernandes in the second half, I didn't actually see that 65th minute goal, but they really bossed the game against North Macedonia and showed the North Macedonians who's boss to qualify for yet another World Cup, avoiding a catastrophe after North Macedonia knocked Italy out in the previous round. So if we go right here and we click on the stats. You could see the game was heavily dominated by Portugal. 64% of the ball, 11 total attempts, and they were just more dominant in the game. North Macedonia, 3 attempts. Not much threat to the Portuguese backline there. And even though they were not much threat to Italy as well, they did take the one chance that they had. So kudos to Fernando Santos and Portugal. You could see the way Fernando Santos celebrated when Portugal got over the line. He was a happy man, and he had to change up his tactics immensely if Portugal were to get over the playoff hurdle, both against Turkey and North Macedonia. So congratulations to Portugal. They're a good outfit. They have a lot of talented players, star-studded squad, and definitely one of the teams to watch at the 2022 event where, come on guys, you got Ronaldo, you got Bernardo Silva, João Cancelo, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, Pepe. Last World Cup for Pepe. Let's see who else makes the squad. Nuno Mendes looking good at left back. Oh, man. Let's star-studded squad. João Martino, Ruben Neves, and the likes. Pedro Neto, all these guys. Diego Jota deserves a shout. You have the likes of Pedro Gonçalves, João Palhinha. God damn, this team is stacked up. So it would have been a big miss if they didn't qualify. And Ronaldo was saying, the World Cup won't be the World Cup without Portugal. Yeah. Miss out and you will see how much of a good World Cup we would have had without you. So, look, congratulations to Portugal. I expected them to qualify for the World Cup, but not go through to the playoffs. They got pipped by Serbia, of course. And I did see Serbia got beat up in a friendly by Denmark as well. So, look, this game, I think this was a more shocking result for most because Sweden did look the more dominant of the two teams in the first half. But in the second half, they give away the penalty. And then Danielson with that mistake and Zielinski pouncing on that mistake there to score. Wow. Whoa. The USA almost beat Costa Rica's defense there. God damn, what a shot that was. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Kilonov. Oh, off the line. God damn. That was who? Miles Robinson? God damn, that was good. The USA looking good here against Costa Rica, man. I told you, no, Costa Rica can't score 6 here against the USA to qualify directly. It's a wrap. The USA will qualify tonight. Tonight. Okay? Congrats to the USA. But anyways, guys, I have to back the USA this time. They will qualify. The last time they weren't at the World Cup. I didn't have a team. I had to pick Belgium. This time, I'm going to be back in the USA, man. I'm going to be back in the USA. I wasn't born here, but I've lived here 19 years, man. I've lived in the USA more years than I've lived in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I guess I'm more US than Vincentian. Not really, but I've lived here a long time. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. We need 20 more likes to get to 100 thumbs up. Look, Poland, congrats to them, man. Congrats to them. Sweden, they got themselves to blame. Imagine you beat Spain in the freaking group and you ended up with 2 games left. 2 games in the lead. You had 2 games, left and in the lead and ended up losing to freaking Greece and Spain. You deserve not to qualify for the whole damn thing after that. Listen, I believed in this Swedish team. They did well to get past the Czech Republic, but you couldn't get past Poland in Poland. So I think they fucked up during the group stages. It should have been Spain in the playoffs. It should have been Spain, Portugal, and Italy in the playoffs and not freaking Sweden. Jan Anderson, I think they should move on from you, bro, because you fucked up. Pardon the language, but it's the facts. It's the facts of the matter here. You messed up, man. And I think Sweden, with a very talented team, the likes of Isak and Kulusevski, Forsberg, Quaison, you know what I mean? They really messed up, man. They really, really did. They shot themselves in the foot in this one-off match against for Poland. It was a one-off, but yeah, it's a one-off, pretty much a playoff final. Disappointing. Zlatan not brought on earlier to see what he could have done as well. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I think Poland deserves it. They deserved it. They locked out with the Russia situation. Who knows? Maybe Russia would have beaten them. You never know. And they got a buy into the final, and they took that opportunity. They had more time to prepare. Think about that. They had more time to prepare, where the Sweden game went to extra time. They came in the fresher outfit. They put out a very, very strong team. You take a look at the lineup here, and big up to the coach. The coach, Shesla Miknivich. I don't know how to say his name, but he's a new coach as well, and he got the job done. But if you look at the 11 that Poland put out, the tried and the tested, Bednarek and Glick at the back. I don't know Bielik too much, but Berezynski, Moda, these guys, have been part of the setup. Cash, a new man, import from England, but Zielinski and Lewandowski have been around for a very, very long time. But if you look at the guys on the bench, though, a Krykowiak, you see what I'm saying? You look at Gruzicki, Kamil Gruzicki, wasn't used in the final, but still, you got to give Krzysztof Piątek, wasn't even needed. It wasn't needed. Look, Poland, I think, they kind of fudge up the thing in 2018 to qualify and make it to part one. I think they made it to part one. But this time around, it's going to be a bit more difficult, though. It is going to be a bit more difficult for Poland this time around. So, Poland are going to actually... Let me see where Poland are going to go. Poland might end up in part 3. Yeah, part 3 this time for Poland. Part 3, it's going to be difficult. Imagine having another big European team from part 1 or part 2. It's going to be tough. It might not be as tough as I say it is, because you get the Netherlands or Denmark or even Switzerland, Croatia, it becomes an even playing field. You see what I'm saying? But if you get the likes of Spain or Portugal or England, Belgium, it might get a little bit more. France, it's going to get a little bit more difficult there for Poland. But definitely congrats. Congrats to the Polish national team and on qualifying. So what else do we have in terms of Europe here, guys? We actually have 2 matches left. Scotland do have to play Ukraine. Let's click the fixtures here. You guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. Scotland do have to play Ukraine. That game will be played in June. Scotland got to play Ukraine. In Scotland, Ukraine, the war going on right now with Russia. So these teams have a long time to prep. Hopefully for them, they have all their players ready. And they will play the winner of Wales-Austria, which was Wales, 2-1. Gareth Bale with the goals. You had, what's his name there? Bayern Munich man, what's his name? Sabitzer with the goal for Austria. And Wales will host Scotland or Ukraine. Look, Ukraine, I want to be sentimental and all for what's going on, in Ukraine and everything. But I have to say, I would like to see Scotland versus Wales, or let's say Wales versus Scotland in that game. That's what I want to see. I want what I want. You might want what you want. I want to see Wales versus Scotland. Scotland could make it back for the first time since 1998. Wales could make it back for the first time since 1958. And the way Wales qualified in 1958 was very weird. I think they got picked out of a hat and they ended up playing against Israel, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember how exactly it went, but it was very weird. They didn't qualify directly or anything. It was a weird kind of playoff that they had to play. So let's see if they could make it back. This Welsh team looks very, very good, man. Very good quality all across the park. And Scotland, the same thing. It's set up nicely. So we got 3 teams left. 3 spots left for the World Cup. The European playoff and the Intercontinental playoffs, where New Zealand will play Costa Rica most likely, and one of Australia or the UAE will come up against Peru. So let's see how it goes. In terms of the teams already qualified, let me see if I could pull something up in terms of that. Final draw. The final draw will be coming up on Friday. See the boy Michael Talks Football already put up something when it comes to the final draw as well. So you guys feel free to check out Michael Talks Football as well. And we're going to just take a look at the teams that have qualified for the World Cup already before I call it a day. Okay, so let's just pull this over to the wiki page really quick. Easily accessible right there. Qualified teams are as follows. Qatar, the host nation. Germany are making it back to the World Cup. They have been 4-time champions. Qualified for the last how many World Cups? God knows how many. And they have not missed a World Cup since they were banned, actually, in 1950. 1950. They only missed the 1930 and the 1950 World Cup. So they have only missed the World Cup twice. I'm not going to go through all of that. But Denmark make it back to the World Cup quarterfinalists in 1998 after winning the Euros in 1992. So Denmark are back. Brazil are back. 5-time champions Brazil are back. And they have been a staple at the World Cup as well, qualifying for every single event. Every World Cup Brazil were there. 21 World Cups, 21 appearances for Brazil, winning it 5 times. So France, they have not been to all the World Cups, 15 champions in 1998, my first World Cup, and my last World Cup was in 2018. France also won that event. Belgium, 3rd place in 2018, will be making their 14 World Cup appearance, and they are one of the most disappointing teams of all times when it comes to major finals. Croatia, only their 6th World Cup, runners-up in 2018, 3rd place in 1998. They were indeed one of the most enjoyable teams to watch back in 1998. I must tell you guys, I saw guys like Davor Suker in action, Robert Prozinecki, and amongst others. Can't remember all the names right now, but I saw them, man. I saw them at the heights of glory. Spain are back at the World Cup, champions in 2010. And, yeah, got knocked out in 2014 in the group stages as well. Champions curse, right? They're making it back to their 16th World Cup. Serbia making it to their... Well, as Serbia, they will be making it to their 3rd World Cup. But they did participate as Yugoslavia before. Well, they inherited the Yugoslavia slots that were valid up until 1998, if I'm not mistaken. And then in 2006, they qualified as Serbia and Montenegro. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember that, but Serbia and Montenegro, they qualified as that. If you click this little connotation there, you could see, Serbia and Montenegro. And in 1998, Yugoslavia. So, yeah. So, that's what's up with Serbia there. So just to continue going through the teams, England making it to the 16th World Cup champions in 1966. Switzerland, quarterfinalists in 1954, 38, and 1934. They're making it back to the 12th World Cup. They were actually the hosts as well in 1954. The Netherlands, oh man, 3-time runners-up. 3-time runners-up, bridesmaids. Clockwork Orange, 2010, 74, and 78. They are back after missing it in 2018. It's nice to see them back. Argentina are back. Champions in 1978 and 1986. The Hand of God. Runners-up in 2014 and a few other years. I think they were runners-up in 1990 as well. So we have Iran making it back to their 6th World Cup, where they are yet to make it out of the group stages for any one of those events. South Korea came 4th in 2002. They're making it to their 11th World Cup. Have qualified for the World Cup every time since 1986. Japan are making it to the 7th World Cup, where they debuted along with Jamaica and Croatia in 1998. And I think all 3 of those debutants were actually in the same group, which is very, very weird. Very weird, along with Argentina. So, look, they made it to the round of 16 3 times, 2002, 2010, and 2018, where they got knocked out by Belgium. Belgium had to come from behind. Saudi Arabia making it to the sixth World Cup, round of 16 in 1994. Won the goal against Belgium there. Ecuador making it to their fourth ever World Cup. Debuted in 2002, last making it in 2014, round of 16 in 2006. Germany. Uruguay, champions in 1930 and 1950. They're making it to their 14th event. Canada! Big up to Canada! Second ever World Cup, man. How are they doing right now in the qualifying game against Panama right now? It is poised 0-0. Costa Rica against the USA 0-0. Mexico won, El Salvador won, with Uriel Antuna getting a start scoring. And Jamaica 0, Honduras won with a penalty from Angel Tejeda. So Jamaica losing as well. Jamaica, I don't know. Jamaica, man, come on. Jamaica put out the A team. You see what I don't understand with Jamaica? You play Canada, you put out the freaking B team, and you go home and you put out the A team. I don't get it, bro. But I called it. I knew that Jamaica wanted to end things on a high. I knew it. I knew it. I really knew it. Guys, we need 18 more thumbs up to get to 100. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. So Canada are back after a 36-year hiatus. Ghana are back after missing the event in 2018. Congratulations to Ghana. Quarterfinalists in 2010. Ghana, man. Ghana. 2010, man. Asamoah Gyan, Luis Suarez, and that was a dramatic quarterfinal. Senegal are back after qualifying in 2018 for their third World Cup. First time they qualifying for back-to-back events. And guys, what's crazy is that Aliou Cisse involved in all three. He was a player in 2002 and captain, and he was the coach in 2018 and now still managing in 2022. Portugal are back. Third place in 1966 when the great Eusebio was at, his heights. And they're back for their 8th event. And Portugal did do well in 2006 as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? Portugal did come in fourth, I think, something. Yep, fourth in 2006. Guys, one day we're going to do a retroactive World Cup stream. I plan to do those, so nobody steal my idea. We're going to do retroactive World Cup streams where we're going to go back and go on Wikipedia and dig into all the facts. That'll be fun. Tunisia qualifying for the 6th World Cup. They have never got out of the group stages. So, see, I told y'all, boring team. Not excited about Tunisia at all. But still, congrats to them. I don't care if the Tunisian fans don't like what I said, but still. Morocco, round of 16 in 1986. And they're making it to the 6th World Cup. And the last team there to qualify, Cameroon, quarterfinalists in 1990. And players like Roger Miller comes to mind. I think Roger Miller played into his 40s as well. So these players these days ain't got that type of stamina. They don't. They really don't. But you know what I mean? Cameroon have definitely been an exciting team to watch over the years. But they are back after missing the World Cup in 2018. So there you have it. 3 spots up for grabs. And the teams that could possibly fill those 3 spots are Wales, Scotland, Ukraine, Peru, Australia, the UAE, New Zealand, and Costa Rica. So there's basically 8 spots left. Also, just note that Mexico and the USA are not on the list because they have not officially qualified. But guys, we could throw them on. We could throw them in. We could definitely throw them in. They will qualify. Mexico already winning their match against El Salvador, so we could throw them in. Let's just throw in Mexico. And the USA 0-0 against Costa Rica. That'll be enough. That will definitely be enough. So, look, appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. Do you guys have any questions for me? Any questions? You guys have any questions for me, man? Paramount Plus is so annoying. I do have Paramount Plus. I think you have a limit. I think you got a limit, so you got to have like a bootleg app or something to watch some of the other games on. I think you might have a limit of 3. Sometimes you might get away with getting a fourth streaming, but that's if you have 4 devices. Let me see, Paramount Plus devices. Device limit. Let me see. The device limit for Paramount Plus is 3 devices. So you can watch 3 games at the same time if you want. Okay? So on Paramount Plus, let me actually, let me pull up another game while we're still live here. And pull up another game, Paramount Plus. Guys, I have a lot of devices, man. God damn. I have 2 laptops. I have a desktop right here. I got a tablet. I have 2 phones. I have a TV. Like, a lot of freaking devices. When I was a little kid, I never thought I would end up with so many devices. You know what I mean? I've done well for myself, man. God damn, Dom. Keep doing your thing. You're doing well for yourself. But big up to everybody, man. I am not going to Qatar. I am not going to Qatar for the World Cup. What is your dream draw for the USA? The USA would most certainly be, let me see, I think they'll be in parts 3. So the USA will be in part, they could be in part 2, you know. The USA could be in part 2. So, ooh, that'd be, it's a good part. It's a good part to be in. I think tomorrow we're going to talk more about the pots, guys. I think we will. I think we will talk about the pots more tomorrow because it's not like, you know, solidified. So I'm not going to go too much into that. Your list as favorites, contenders, and possible underdogs. Not yet, bro. Not yet. Let's do all of that when we have the draw. What I'm going to do actually, right? When the draw comes out, I'm going to put out a post on the community tab. And I'm going to tell you guys to leave your questions for me. Leave your World Cup questions. And I'm going to analyze the questions. And I'm going to actually go through the questions. And I'm going to put out little clips according to your questions. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do an activity. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do that. We've been live for almost 2 hours. So I think I did a great job here. I hope more fans will boycott Qatar. Why? Why? Why boycott Qatar? I don't get, you know, I never went for the whole boycotting of Qatar thing. I know there's some human rights issues and all, but there's been human rights issues everywhere. Are you going to boycott the USA? Are you? Are you going to boycott the USA for enslaving black people for hundreds of years? Are you? Are you? Okay. Are you going to boycott France, England, Belgium, Spain, Portugal, and more Italy, for basically raping Africa? Are we going to do that? No, we're not. So stop about the whole boycott Qatar nonsense. Stop it. People getting killed everywhere every day. I ain't hear you boycotting nothing. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Don't get me started about the boycotting nonsense. Don't, okay? Nobody's boycotting Israel. Come on, chill. Yeah, maybe the Arab countries. Nobody else. Chill with the boycotting nonsense, man. We don't want to hear that. The World Cup is going to happen. The World Cup is going to happen. I know there's some humanitarian issues that's going on in Qatar and all of that. But, yeah, people die every day. See what I'm saying? Every day. There's issues all over the place. Issues all over the place, man. You know what I mean? We could talk about a lot of issues. We could talk about why the U.S. not just relieving people of their student loan debts and they're taking hundreds and billions of dollars and pour it into war and pouring it into foreign countries and all of that. We're not going to even get into the politics right about now. Okay? We're not going to get into politics. We're not. But Qatar, we know it's controversial. We know they got the World Cup by controversial means. We know it's a rich country and money was passed. We know this. Let's get the football played. Let's get the World Cup done and then we move on. Maybe Qatar will get another World Cup again in the future. But let's get moving on and let's get Morocco their World Cup eventually. Let's get Morocco their World Cup, you know what I mean? Maybe we could see a North African World Cup in 2030. Or maybe they'll take the World Cup back to South America. I think the World Cup is going to be taken back to South America for 2030, You know what, guys? While we're live and we having some fun still, let's take a look at what's going on in the 2026 World Cup. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually tune into another game over here. I can't watch every game. Oh, shot by the USA and it's blocked again. It's blocked. Let me see. All right, qualifiers. We're going to watch the qualifiers. And we are going to tune into... Should we tune into the Jamaica versus Honduras match? Nah, man. Can't tune into that one. That game, they're boring. Anyways, we're going to tune into Panama, Canada. Let me tune into Panama, Canada and have that one over there playing in the meantime, between time. And guys, if you're wondering, I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We do speak like Jamaicans. This with a different accent and different words, a few different words, but for the most part, it's the same thing. So I do understand the Jamaicans when they talk and everything. But Canada looking good against Panama here, man. Canada looking dangerous there, man. God damn. Go Canada! I will actually be supporting Canada somewhat at the World Cup. I definitely will be looking forward to seeing how Canada plays. So I'll be supporting all the CONCACAF teams. Canada, the USA, Mexico, Costa Rica. I'll be backing them wholeheartedly. So 2026 World Cup, guys. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that really quick. 2026 World Cup. We're going to land the plane with the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And that's the united bid between the USA, Mexico, and Canada. Teams, 48 teams from 6 confederation. Venues, 16 in 16 host cities. Right? And in terms of the slot allocations, guys, you could see I went through that already. There will be 8 teams from Asia, 9 from Africa, 6 from CONCACAF, 6 from Conmebol, 1 from Oceania, 16 from UEFA, and teams could add another team or 2 via the playoffs, where CONCACAF could add 2 more teams in the playoffs. Or UEFA won't get any playoff spot. So let's just look at a playoff tournament. A playoff tournament involving 6 teams will be held to decide the last 2 FIFA World Cup berths, consisting of 1 per confederation except for UEFA, which means 5, and an additional 1 from the confederation of the host countries, CONCACAF, which means that there will be 2 teams from CONCACAF in the playoffs, 6 qualifying, with the USA, Mexico, and Canada expected to qualify directly. And CONCACAF do have a chance of sending 8 teams. I doubt they will, but there's a chance. Okay? 2 of the teams will be seeded based on FIFA rankings. The seeded teams will play for a FIFA World Cup berth against the winners of the first 2 knockout games involving 4 unseeded teams. The tournament is to be played in 1 or more of the host countries and to be used as a test event for the FIFA World Cup. The existing playoff windows of November 2025 and March 2026 have been suggested as a tentative date for the 2026 edition. So, look, that's what we know for now going into the 48-team World Cup. Guys, I will start putting out the 48-team World Cup videos pretty soon. And these would be the venues, man. Mexico City, the Azteca, capacity of 88,000. Monterrey, very picturesque stadium there with a mountain in the background. You know, Monterrey, that's a mountain. And Guadalajara, very nice stadium there as well. You know, 50,000 capacity. So those are the three major stadiums there in Mexico that will be used. For the USA, we have, well, I don't think these are finalized as yet, but most of the games will be played in America, of course, where there's 7 stadiums right now. Well, not 7, but it might be maybe about 12, but it's a lot of stadiums. For Canada, there's nothing right now. There's nothing right now, but there's a few stadiums that will be, you know, coming up for Canada, of course. But right now, there's nothing here for Canada yet on the choices of stadiums. Let me scroll up. Let me see if I missed that. Yeah, Toronto and Edmonton. Toronto, the BMO field that Canada played their last game at, and the Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, 55 and 30,000 capacity. Guys, God spare my life. I have to say this. I will be going to this World Cup. This World Cup ain't missing me. It ain't missing me, man. I got to start saving up early, and you probably got to start putting in bids for the tickets very, very early. As for the games in America, the MetLife Stadium is in New Jersey, but that's very close to where I live. And the DC Stadium, I don't mind driving to DC, and I don't mind driving to New Jersey, of course. The other stadiums, I don't know about any other. I don't know. Philly, yep. If Philly gets one, we could drive to Philly as well. Watch a couple games. If Cincinnati gets one, maybe you could drive to Ohio. You know, not a crazy drive, a long drive, but not crazy. Boston, of course, 4-hour drive. So, World Cup definitely not missing me for sure. For now, that's what I'm saying right now. That's what I'm saying right now. But you never know. Who knows the situation that'll be in 2026. I'll be 39 years old, on the cusp of being 40. So you never know, man. You never know. What else could we look at for the 2026 World Cup? Well, Morocco put in a bid, and yet again they failed. So Morocco probably bid for 5 to 6 World Cups and failed. So anything else that we could touch on, man? Yeah, that's about it for now. What we could do in the future, guys, I will look into doing somewhat of a tier list for the world at whole, to see who's going to qualify for the World Cup and give my thoughts on everything on the 2026 World Cup very, very early. I didn't make a prediction in 2018 about the 2026 World Cup, and I did do one on the 2022 World Cup. So I do have to make a couple reaction videos reacting to my predictions and things like that. Excuse me, I've just been lazy. Match Channel said, I want it reverted back to 32 in 2034. Hopefully FIFA recognizing any backlash or flaws in the new system. I doubt, bro. More teams mean more money, more coverage, and, you know, bigger. Maybe it doesn't mean better, but let's see. Let's not judge it too early. 2030. Let's see what's going on in 2030. So in 2030, there's African bids. On June 17, 2018, the Royal Moroccan Federation announced its co-bidding for the 2030 World Cup. There are 2 possible joint bids, one with Tunisia and Algeria, and the other with Spain and Portugal. We've talked about the Spain and Portugal bid. I like that bid. I really like that bid. The USA got a penalty? Or Canada got a penalty? What is this? No, maybe a free kick. Maybe just a free kick. Yeah, just a free kick. Tasia and Buchanan just a free kick. So I like this. I like this multi-continent bid, because Morocco is very, very close to both Portugal and Spain. So I like that as well. And it has appeal. It has a lot of appeal. And maybe that's the only way Morocco could host the World Cup, by co-hosting with another team going forward. Tunisia and Algeria is very attractive. But maybe they could throw Egypt in there. 4 teams, you know what I mean? 4 countries, who knows? Maybe a little bit too much, I don't know. But let's see. Okay, oh yeah, Egypt sports minister expressed interest in bidding to host. Okay. And the Union of North African Federation also announced its joint bid for North African bid. So you see, so we could see North African Federation. Well, let me click on the North African Federation so you could see the teams involved. I think Mauritania is in there as well, but we might not see them being part of it. So the teams are Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, and Tunisia. Okay, we won't see Libya. So I think it will be Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia putting in the bid there. But Libya, because of what's going on in that country, I don't think will be a part of that at all. So let me see. Cameroonian then presidential candidate Joshua Osei political program included nominating his country along with 2 sub-Saharan countries to host the 2030 World Cup, according to the Cameroonian channel CRTV. Okay, so look, interest had begun, had thought to be high among sub-Saharan countries, with most likely being 2 from the Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, and Central African Republic. Nigeria or Angola to join Cameroon in bidding for the 2030 World Cup. At the 2018 Cameroonian presidential election, Osei lost to re-elected longtime incumbent Paul Biya. So that's gone out the window for sure. European bids, Spain and Portugal. Spain and Portugal, okay, so that's a bid there. Southeast Europe. Bulgaria, Greece, Romania, and Serbia confirmed their intention to compete to host the tournament, considering a combined bid. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that. Okay? Okay, so then we have here, on February 25th, 2019, it was officially confirmed that Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece would submit joint candidacy for the organization of UEFA Euro 2028 and the 2030 World Cup. Wow, that is big. That is new. South American bids. President of Ecuador, Lenin Moreno, proposed a joint bid for organizing the 2030 World Cup alongside Colombia and Peru. On the 14th of September, President of Colombia, Ivan Duque, confirmed Colombia would bid to host the World Cup along with Ecuador and Peru. He also claimed President of Peru, Martin Vizcarra, said the World Cup was important. Asian bids. Current FIFA rules block Asia Football Federation nations from hosting any World Cup until 2034. All right, so we could throw that out the window right there, simply because they had Qatar 2022 and they did have the 2002 World Cup as well. So they're out. They're out. Possible cross-confederation bids. Saudi Arabian-led bid. They have a lot of power in terms of their money and everything. So they could actually bid with, it says here, that possibilities have included Morocco or Egypt. And both CAF members have also never hosted the World Cup before, like Saudi Arabia or Italy. Okay, so they could actually look at, let me see what else here. Israeli-led bid, that's not happening. We could just nip that one in the bud, nip it in the bud right away. Israel are not touching the World Cup. They're not even sniffing it. Too controversial. Too controversial. Okay? Way too controversial. Okay, so it says here, President Gianni Infantino and Israeli President Naftali Bennett released a statement announcing Israel, a member of UEFA, had been exploring a joint bid with other signatories of Abraham Accords, including the UAE and Bahrain, both members of the AFC. Neither Israel, Bahrain, nor the UFC have UAE has also hosted a World Cup before. However, both Israel and the UAE have hosted editions of the Asian Cup, which led to Israel in 1964 and the UAE. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Not happening. The Islamic nations are not going to want to take part in that, and that's way too controversial. Confirmed plans to bid Morocco, Conmebol, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Paraguay. That's a bid to bring the World Cup back to South America. 100 years, 100 years, commemorations for 100 years of World Cup football. So that one is, I think, one of the biggest possibilities there. The Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Paraguay 2030 bid. 48-team World Cup, and maybe we could see that happening. UEFA, Bulgaria, Greece, Romania, Serbia. That bid seemingly have gone through. Confirmed plans, not gone through, but plans to bid. Expressed interest in bidding. AFC can't bid. Cameroon, I don't think Africa is going to get it unless it's the northern African countries. Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, don't think that one's happening. Interconfederation bid in association with Italy or Egypt, Morocco, that's not, none of that's happening. Abandoned bids. England, well, a UK bid of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and the Republic of Ireland. That one would have been fly, but that one's not happening as well. So that's what's going on in terms of the bids. But guys, we're going to have a lot of things to talk about going forward, though. I have a lot planned. I don't want to give away everything right about now, but I do have a lot planned, though. Look, this would be a fly World Cup. Norway, Denmark, Sweden. That would be crazy. You could even throw Finland in there and Iceland. You know what I mean? But that would be nice, though. That would be nice. Scandinavian World Cup, that would be brilliant. So, guys, just before we go, the scores at halftime reads Mexico 2, El Salvador 0, Uriel Antuna, 17th minute, Raul Jimenez in the 43rd. And then we have Jamaica equalizing. Leon Bailey with a penalty in the 39th minute. Angel Tejeda in the 18th minute from the penalty spot as well. So 1-1 Jamaica versus Honduras. Panama 0, Canada 0, Costa Rica 0, USA 0. Both matches going into halftime. One last kick in the Panama-Canada game. Yeah. And it looks as if Canada, Mexico, and the USA are going to qualify directly. Well, Mexico all but booked a place to Qatar 2022. USA, they're looking like they're qualifying as well. And Canada are going to most likely go in as table toppers, even if they do lose the game on the night. So congrats to all three teams going into the 2026 World Cup United bid. Costa Rica going into the playoffs. I think Costa Rica will be okay, and they will win that game against New Zealand and qualify for yet another World Cup. 3 World Cups in a row there for Costa Rica. Am I right? Let's find out Costa Rica really quick. And big up to Costa Rica. I like when you search Wikipedia, the national football team pops up. Whoa, I didn't even notice this. A new badge for Costa Rica. Give it up to them, though. This badge looks really good. I like this badge. You know what I'm saying? New talent, new ideologies and everything. And you need something fresh, though. I like this. I actually prefer this than the old badge. Really do. So Costa Rica and their World Cup qualifications. They first made it World Cup in 1990. So in the World Cup okay, I didn't click. That's the wrong thing. They qualified for the World Cup in 1990. That was the first World Cup, right? And they have qualified for 2002. Well, let me see something. Mexico 1990. Okay, 1990, 2002, 2006, 2010. Whoa! Let me make sure I get this thing correctly. Competitive record. Nah, that's not right. That ain't right. They missed the World Cup. Yep, they missed 2010. Yeah, I knew that wasn't right. So we knew what they did in 2014. Brilliant run to the quarterfinals, right? Brilliant run. 2018 didn't get out the group, didn't play that well. But what's important is for the first time in their history, they will be making it to their third consecutive World Cup. I think they're qualifying. I'm writing off the Asian teams. Costa Rica are qualifying for the World Cup. They're qualifying. They're qualifying. And they're going to qualify for 2026 as well. 4 consecutive World Cups for the Ticos. Big up to the Ticos, man. Big up to the Ticos. Gotta give it to them. But guys, there's a lot of things to get into in the future, man. A lot of things, man. A lot of things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna go through a lot of things, man. We're gonna have a good journey from now until November. A lot of World Cup talk, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun with this, man. Trust me, guys. Trust me. We're gonna have some fun. I promise. I have some ideas. When I say ideas, I mean we're going to do this, right? This is what we're going to do in the future. This is what we're going to do in the future. We're just going to say, hey, 2002 World Cup, and we're just going to talk 2002 World Cup. Of course, I'm going to plan it, guys. I'm going to plan it. I'm not just going to come on the stream and just click 2002 and start going randomly. We're going to plan it. We're going to, I'm going to plan. I'm going to talk qualifiers and near misses and things like that, and we're going to go into some controversial moments, and then we're going to talk the World Cup 2002. We're going to relive some of these World Cups, and I'm trying to bring on my boy Football Pharaoh if I can for some of these. You know what I'm saying? Guys, what we're going to do before we actually leave, before we do land the plane finally, something that I want to do is actually take a look at the international friendlies that were played on Sunday until today, and just to react to those, okay? So let's take a look at that. And once again, I do apologize for not going live for the last 2 days. I was a little bit under the weather, and I wasn't at full strength. Let me just say that. I wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't feeling it. So I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real with you. So let's go back, and let's go back to Sunday the 27th and take a look at some of these results here. Benin 2, Zambia 1, Laos 3, Brunei 2, Thailand 1, Suriname 0. Oh, there you go, Suriname. There you go, getting spanked. Suriname, come on. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. Sierra Leone 1, Liberia 0. Guatemala 2, Haiti 1. Big up to my Guatemalan friend, though. Cuba. I don't know why I said. Yeah, I just said Haiti. Cuba 3, Belize 0. Oh, man, big up to Belize. Remember, Belize didn't even play one of their games, man. I think they went to Haiti. Was it Belize that went to Haiti and the bus got held up by some gangsters? Guyana 5, Barbados 0. Big up to Guyana. Barbados, man. Barbados got destroyed by Trinidad and Tobago, and now by Guyana. Come on, Barbados. You could do a lot better. Cape Verde Islands beat San Marino 2-0. Andorra beat Grenada 1-0. Big up to Andorra and Grenada for organizing that game as well. Montenegro beat Greece 1-0. Slovenia and Belgium played to a 0-0 draw. That was actually cancelled. Pardon me. That was cancelled. It was actually supposed to be held in Argentina. Are you kidding me? All right, that didn't happen. That didn't happen for sure. Did not happen. Okay. All right. So Zambia, Guinea canceled as well. So let me see if I missed any of the canceled games there. All right, no, I didn't. So Azerbaijan 0, Latvia 1, Bangladesh and Mongolia played to a 0-0 draw. Did anybody watch that game? Liberia 1, Burundi 2. Singapore 2, Philippines 0. Croatia 2, Bulgaria 1. Big up to the Croatians in the house. They played in Qatar. Liechtenstein 0, Faroe Islands 1. Albania 0, Georgia 0. Bahrain 0, Belarus 1. Belarus. Belarus. Oh, man. You guys know what I'm talking about. Benin 1, Togo 1. Denmark 3, Serbia 0. Christian Eriksen scoring again. God damn, Eriksen. What a comeback. Finland 0, Slovakia 2. Sorry, Mike. You guys fell flat there on your faces. Switzerland 1, Kosovo 1, Tanzania 1, Sudan 1, Malta 2, Kuwait 0, Norway 9, Armenia 0. I gotta click this. God damn. Erling Haaland with a brace, Josh King with a hat-trick, Toss Vet with a goal, Mats Daly with 1, and Serlat with a brace. Oh my God. Armenia got a man sent off in the 17th minute. Jesus Lord, help them. Guys, pray for Armenia. Oh man. That was a beatdown. But this Norwegian team looked good, and I think they were quite unfortunate not to actually, reach a bit further in qualifiers, guys, where they were in the group with Turkey, the Netherlands, Turkey and the Netherlands. And it was like a three-way, fight at the end there. I think they missed Erling Haaland's presence in the back there where he got injured. But it's a good team, though. King, Haaland, Elianusi, Odegaard, Sander Berger. These are all players that we know of. Aya comes to mind as well. Let's check the bench. Let's see what they look like on the bench there. Serlat, he's had a good last 2 years as well. Some of the names that comes to mind. Jens Peder Haag, he wasn't involved. You know what I mean? Matthias Norman. They got some good little players there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Armenia got smashed. Jesus Christ. God damn. Anyways, let's go back to looking at these friendlies. Let's go back 9-0 there. Where is that? Where's that? Where's the 9? Okay. Qatar 0, Slovenia 0. Israel 2, Romania 2. Austria 2, Scotland 2. Sucks for Austria that they got to play after missing out, right? But life goes on, right? Belgium 3, Burkina Faso 0. I like this game. I like that. Bosnia 1, Luxembourg 0. Look out for Luxembourg, guys, 2026. England 3, Ivory Coast 0. You got to click on this. Oh, big up to the boy Raheem the Dream. Ollie Watkins and Tyrone Mings with the goal. Serge Aurier got a red card. Oh, man, not surprised. Who played? Who featured in this game? Grealish, Sterling, Watkins, Rice, Bellingham, Ward-Prowse, Tyreek Mitchell again. Big up to Tyreek Mitchell. Ben White at right back. Who came off the bench? Luke Shaw, Kyle Walker-Peters for his second cap. Conor Gallagher, yet another cap. Of course, Harry Kane, Emil Smith-Rowe, and big Philly-style Foden as well. So, yeah. Surprised they didn't give Fraser Foster like a run out, but, they did have a Nick Pope in goal. So, yeah. Pretty weird international friendly, but it happened. It really happened. Ivory Coast got themselves 2 high-profile international friendlies. I think one against France and one against England. So, yeah. Netherlands 1, Germany 1. Guys, I wish I could have watched all these international friendlies, but you can't. So I'm just reacting to the results. Hungary 1, Northern Ireland 0. Look for Hungary for the 2026 World Cup as well. The Republic of Ireland 1, Lithuania 0. Spain 5, Iceland 0. I would love to go through all of these, but I'm not. Turkey 2, Italy 3. The battle of the losers in the playoffs there. Were these teams actually scheduled to play in the play? These teams are actually not scheduled, to play each other. They weren't. They couldn't have. This was like a last-minute thing. This had to be a last-minute friendly. Wales versus Czech Republic. This one had to be a last-minute friendly too. Like, you know what, man? If you don't go through to the playoff final, okay, we're going to play each other, right? Yeah, I think that was the agreement. Mauritania 2, Libya 0, and France beat South Africa 5-0. All right. So those are the international friendlies, continuing from the ones that we covered previously. So, yeah, it was a fun live stream, man. 2.5 hours. And I'm going to go and watch the second half of these CONCACAF World Cup qualifying games. My wife didn't go to work today, guys, so I had the evening off. I had a fun evening, spending time with her and my boy Liam, and then I came downstairs, spent time with you. And tomorrow, I'm off in the morning, you know what I mean? And we're going to look at the pots. The pots. If I don't know if I will, but I would love to look at the pots and do a mock draw. I'll think about it. I think about it, you know what I mean? Let's see what happens. If I get up in the morning and I feel like it, I'll do it. But I'm not scheduling anything right now. I'm not scheduling anything. But Friday, this Friday is the draw. I will be live for the draw. See, Mike already scheduled the draw. Big up to Mike. I will be doing the draw. I should actually schedule it right now. I can't. I'm live. But look, big up to Damien hustling, man. And yes, the title chase is going to come up. Look, so Friday night, let me see the Premier League and what the Premier League schedule looks like. We got to get back talking Premier League and Champions League. It's a never-ending thing, man. It's a never-ending thing. Talking football on YouTube or wherever you want to talk about it, on Twitter or whatever. It's a never-ending thing. The 2nd of April, we got freaking games again. We got games again. International breakdown. Bang! Back to proceedings. Champions League next week. FA Cup semifinals. Europa League. Conference League. No sleep. If you're a football analyst or football enthusiast or whatever you may be, no sleep for you. You might as well be an, an insomniac or something, because you can't get any rest. And that's why I've been taking it easy in March, you know what I mean? I've put out the least amount of content ever since I started doing YouTube this March. See what I'm saying, guys? We're on the cusp of hitting 50,000 subs, and I didn't even think about it too much. We will hit it soon, maybe in April. We will hit it with the Champions League and a title race coming up and everything, and that looking good. Maybe we will hit it. You see what I mean? We're closing in. We're getting there. It's not a big deal. It's actually a big deal. It's a big deal. Would I get to 100K one day? I don't know. It's up to me. It's up to me if I want to really put in the content and put in the work. It's up to me, but I don't think so. I don't have high hopes of hitting 100. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you tuning in to yet another one. It's like the older I get, the more complicated things get with life, so it's harder. So it's been fun doing this. It was a great live stream, in my opinion. You guys are great in the comment section. And if you haven't liked the video, we need 7 more thumbs up to get to 100. Please do so. I will definitely appreciate it. I'm going to go on to watch the second half of these CONCACAF games. I don't even know if I'll do a designated video for match day 14. But I will, however, do somewhat of summary of what happened overall. You know what I mean? But big up to everybody, though. Thanks for coming through yet again. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. And I love you, but I got to leave you right now, though. So, for your boy Dom, thanks again for tuning into yet another one. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. And if you're watching a replay, big up to you as well. Okay, I think we covered everything. We talked all confederations. We talked everything. And we didn't talk too much about CONCACAF because the games are playing right now. But I promise you, we will do something on CONCACAF in the future. All right, so thanks again for tuning in to yet another one. From your boy Dom, until next time. Peace out. Squad. Peace.